Hi, I'm Diana from griefgirlfriend.com, and I wanted to talk to you today if you've got grief. I wanted to talk to you today on this very sunny day because it brings me back to when my mom died 28 years ago. She had died during the evening, and that night when we got home from the hospital, our house was filled with family, friends, and neighbors. They all wanted to come and offer condolences and sympathy and to offer support in any way that they could. I know that night there was very little sleep in the house. When the day dawned the next day, my dad had asked for my brother, my sister, and me to go walk with him outside on the horse trail so that we could have some private time away from all the people and to be able to talk, really talk, for the first time together as a family since my mom died, and also to talk about some of the events that were going to be coming up in the next few days and how to handle it. Well, as we got outside and we started on our walk, it was a day much like today. The sun was shining brightly, the air was warm, the sky was clear, and I also remember that I was surrounded with this hustle and bustle of people that were going to work or going to school. And I remember very clearly that the first thought I had in my mind was how unfair this all seemed. How could the world be so beautiful? How could these people be going about their business like normal when something so terrible had just happened? My mom died. How could this be? In my mind, I felt like the sky should be dark and cloudy, perhaps rainy. Maybe people should take the day off. I know that sounds irrational, but that's what I was thinking. And in reality, what I know now is that this is the very first step in the grief process. We haven't yet accepted the reality of the loss of our loved one, and we're trying to mesh the grief world with our normal world. And how do we do that? And that's what the grief journey is all about. How do we go about trying to act normal, whatever that is? And I usually say that meaning, how do we go back to work? How do we go back to school? How do we go back to being a mom or a dad or a sister or a brother? How do we go back to doing normal life activities and deal with our grief? And one of the key things in our grief process is this searching and yearning for the loved one who died. We're always wondering, where are they now? What are they doing? If we have a spiritual belief, are they in heaven? Are they a spirit guide? Are they no longer in pain? And then a lot of us, children and adults alike, do this magical thinking. This excellent book called The Year of Magical Thinking by Joan Didion illustrates it beautifully by keeping her husband's slippers underneath his chair, waiting for him to come home, because that's what he normally would do, go right to his chair and put on his slippers. And as long as she kept those slippers out, she could trick herself into thinking he just might be walking through that door. But as time goes on, those tricks don't work anymore, and we have to come to the reality that they are no longer coming back to us. And that's a significant step in our grief journey, and that lets us know that our grief is starting to change. So, if you have any questions about that, I do want to ask you to email me at diana@griefgirlfriend.com. And if you'd like your own Got Grief t-shirt, you can get them at the website also. 10% of each t-shirt sold goes to the Joseph T. Quinlan Bereavement Center, which is a nonprofit agency that helps everybody with grief and loss issues. Thank you.